I got if you go to the penitentiary, man, you gonna get hit.
Back in the days, it took a village.
Each one, out of them 18,
The village is needed.
14 of those charges carry a life sentence.
Because you can't fight.
Yeah, because you can't fight. That's all you know how to do is shoot.
But they are not going to where they need to go to get the real solution.
All right, and that brings me to one more thing. I admire when people actually use their time constructively. We like to say, this dude went in there and got smart.
Yeah.
You know, he read up on the law. You know, he figured a few things out. Where did you spend a lot of your time at in the prison?
My autobiography is coming out in 2 weeks. It's called Humble to the Dust Till I Rise. As I was explaining in my book, I found redemption in books, right? Because I didn't have no role models in prison. Only thing I can look towards is people who came before me, the Malcolm X, the other guys who went to prison and changed their life, Nathan McCall, etc. When I read these books, I didn't just read them for entertainment. I read books that literally changed my life. And after reading hundreds of books, that's when I decided to write my own books about the things that I knew. In fact, I have some of my books sitting right here that I would like to share with the people, man.
Most definitely. Grab them.
Yeah, these are a few of my books. I wrote 15 books inside prison.
15 books?
15 books. All my books are available on Amazon. As this book duly say, man, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. That's what I did with my prison sentence, right? I was given 241 years and told I was gonna die in prison, but I refused to give up, right? I took a bad situation and made it into something good, right? And I'm telling everybody, no matter what you're going through in life, you can take a bad situation and make it into something good. It's never too late. Even if you have a terminal disease, find a purpose in life so when you leave, people can remember you by. If you done took somebody's life, dedicate your life to making that person's memory not in vain. Make your life like, okay, this person may have liked to swim or something. So I created a swimming scholarship in their name because we all got hope, man. And as Brian Stevenson said, you're not the worst thing you ever done. Many of us done bad things, we just didn't get caught. A lot of people work right in this building, this City Hall building. Judges over here, some of them been arrested as juveniles and that stuff ain't on their record. So people that did bad stuff, but they wasn't prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. When I went to prison, I learned all these things and I wrote these books. This book here, Time, Endless Moments in Prison. I wrote this book for people who never been to prison to understand what goes on in there because 1 out of 3 people know somebody that's convicted, that's on probation or parole, or that's in prison. Many of us have family members who are in prison. We probably wonder, how did they get through that? What it's like in there? I wrote these books for people to understand. And this book here, Life Goes On Inside Prison. When I go inside the juvenile, I get this book to a lot of kids, man, and let them know when I go into schools, I speak at Sumner High School, spoke at Vashon. I let the kids know, look, man, you don't want to go here, man. Here go a book about prison so you can see what that world about through my book so you won't have to go through that world. Because once you read something like this, and you're like, man, I never want to go there. There's not nothing cool about prison. So this book here is about the younger generation, a generation misunderstood. People, when they look at the news, right here, this building, the City Hall, when you look at this news, you will look at the City Hall and wonder, like, okay, what's going on in the city? What are they doing about the youth, right? And people don't understand our youngsters, like, what's going on with these kids. Inside of this book, I explain to people who want to know why kids in the world think the way they think, right? I break it down verbatim from a sociological point of view, why our kids are out in the street doing what they're doing, why they feel hopeless, why they lazy, why they feel like it's them against the world, why they carrying guns. I got a chapter here called Teens, Drugs, and Guns. It's explaining to you why youngsters carrying guns. I got a chapter here called How the Media Shaped and Mold Us. This generation's being raised on TikTok, Instagram, all these other media channels, right? Why are we letting our kids be raised by the media? If the media raising our kids, that's why I'm explaining in this book, how the media shaped, portrayed, and molded us. I'm speaking for myself, this new generation, and my generation, why we feel like it's us against the world, a generation misunderstood. But also inside of each book, at the end of the book, I give solutions to the problems that plague this generation.
Nice.
I give solutions to the problems that's plaguing the world prison. I ain't just write just to write the books are lessons for kids. Like, look, man, listen, this is the consequence of these type of actions, and for the world, here go the solutions to these problems. Because the thing is, people that's a part of the problem, they have the solution. If somebody in a drug rehabilitation plan, I don't want a counselor who went to school for therapy or rehabilitation. I want somebody who was an ex-dope fiend themselves so they can really understand what I'm going through when I'm on drugs. That's why I say I'm a person, and people like me that was out in the street committing crimes, we the ones who should be talking to these youngsters because we know how they think. We know why they out in the streets and how they feel. So we the ones who have solutions to the problem, and we need to sit at the table to be talking to these youngsters and trying to guide them, man, because we know where they've been. If they don't stop, they head to where we've been in prison or in death. So we the ones who need to be talking to the youngsters, man. And my books explain that mental jewelry wear on your brain. This is the real bling. I tell youngsters, like, okay, it's all right to have jewels, but you want to have some real wealth of knowledge, man, put it right here, man. Mental jewelry wear on your brain. This is where real wealth and real knowledge come from. So I'm explaining it inside of these inspirational poems to kids. Whatever you're going through in life, man, get through it. Don't make excuses about you're a victim of circumstances, because nobody cares about that in prison. The judges don't care about that when you're finna get this time. The jury, when they feel like they're doing a civic duty to protect society, they're not seeing your problems, your household problems. They seeing the crime you committed. When you go see the parole board, they seeing the crime you committed 26 years ago. They not, they gonna focus on that more so than your accomplishment, because you in there for your crime. So the reason why I wrote these books, man, is lesson plans for kids before they go through what I went through, and also as for society to understand why kids doing what they doing, and it's also as inspiration. So for the people that's watching this show, please order my books off Amazon or my website called minddiamonds.net, and follow me on Instagram, and follow me on Twitter at Free Bobby Bostic.
Okay, all right. Hey, y'all make sure y'all grab them books, because it's a lot of, I know we're touching on teens and kids a lot, but not only are teens and young adults being raised by TikTok and social media, some of these parents are too. But we're gonna save that for a different time. But Bobby, what do you want people to get from this interview? What do you want people to get from your books? And what do you want people to get from Bobby Bostic? If they could take one thing away, what do you want them to take?
What I want you to take away is hope, man, inspiration, because here it is, you're looking at a 16-year-old that was sentenced to die in prison. I went to prison, I got college degrees inside prison. When I left the street, I had an 8th grade education. Why would I go to prison and I was never getting out? Why would I take college degrees? Why would I write 15 books? Because of hope, inspiration. When you're looking at a man who was sentenced to die in prison, when you sentenced to die in prison, you go to prison and you live like that and you stay buried in prison. But when you have hope, when you believe in God and you get inspiration, man, like I did, that's why I'm sitting here. My story, take from my story, inspiration, hope. Like, here's a dude that was sentenced to die in prison. Instead of him going to prison and giving up, he went to prison to find hope, purpose in life. And he found, once you find your purpose in life, then that's when you really find the true meaning of living. That's what I did. I found hope and meaning in life. Despite me being sentenced to die in prison, I found a reason to live. And I'm out here living that purpose by, I got a nonprofit called Dear Mama, Mothers Assistant Mothers Association. You can find me throughout St. Louis twice a month. I do giveaways in the province communities in St. Louis, right? That's me giving back, because as a child, I suffered from poverty. We didn't have people like that that's giving us new toys. I give away toys, clothes, books, shoes, and food twice a month throughout St. Louis, right? That's my way of giving back to the communities I took so much when I was selling drugs, committing crimes, right? So this is a guy who went to prison, changed his life, wrote books, got college degrees. I'm out here now mentoring youth. I got a nonprofit. I've only been out 8 months, but these are dreams I had inside the prison cell. So soon when I got out, I accomplished those type of small goals, and there's many more things to come. So the things that you didn't learn from this interview, just take the time to Google Bobby Bostic, and you can see the timeline of what happened in my life, how I got out, and the things I've been doing since I've been out. But what I want you to take away from this interview is hope, man. It's never too late. If somebody can come back from 241 years, you can come back from anything you're going through in your life. And true wealth is in your mind. And if you're working every day, just keep working, man. Just keep striving, living that life, because trying to commit crime ain't gonna do it. Working, paying your bills, that's the way to live. And that's a good life compared to sitting in a prison cell for the rest of your life or 6 feet under. So what I want you to take ultimately from this interview is hope, inspiration, and guidance from my situation.
That judge told you what that day in the courtroom? You were gonna what?
The judge, she told me, she said, you made your choice, you're gonna live with your choice, and you will die with your choice, because Bobby Bostic, you will die in the Department of Correction.
But you're here.
I'm here. That's why I said I want y'all to take hope from this story, right? When you given a death sentence in prison, you don't come back from that. But here it is, I'm sitting right here.
In the free world.
Look at the honor. Not only am I sitting in the free world, I'm sitting on the outside of right here on the 6th floor of this building. I was sentenced to 241 years, man. The judge told me I would die in prison. She said I don't go for parole to 2,210. She said nobody would be alive in the courtroom that day. 27 years later, I'm sitting right here in front of look, you see the bus, you see the cars, not in handcuffs inside the building. I'm a free man, free Bobby Bostic, I'm free. I'm out here free, y'all, in the free world. That's what I'm saying about hope and inspiration. Never give up on any of your dreams. If you tap into your childhood essence, the things that you wanted to be as kids, the world was limited to us. We had goals and ambitions. We said, I'm gonna be an astronaut, and we believed that. But somewhere along the way, life just sucked the life energy out of us, and we lose our childhood essence, we lose our hope. Tap back into the innocence and that childhood wonder that you felt as a child. Find your purpose. There's no limit to what you can do. Because if you start a business or something, you serving somebody else, and you serving your purpose. So find your purpose in life, man. Live your life to the fullest and be happy, be free. Because I'm happy, I'm free. You got people right over here in downtown St. Louis, right across the street. They homeless. They got homeless encampments right here across the street from the courthouse. And that's where they sleep at. Right now, I would be content over there than committing crime and being in a prison cell. But even them, it's hope for them. Those people just fell down on bad luck. They are our family members, our cousins, knew who they was before they was homeless, man. Them people got hope, and some of them on drugs, but look inside the person who they was before they started doing drugs, and let's find hope for them. Let's find a way to get them off the street. This St. Louis, this is a wealthy city. No way we should have people downtown in this wealthy city sleeping right here across the street from the courthouse. If tourists walk through here, all they see is a homeless encampment right here, right? Those people are not lost. Those are our family members, our cousins, uncles, and aunties. We need to find places for them to stay. That's how you clean up a city. If you employ them, they can help clean up the very trash out here. We can employ them. Here, go clean up the trash and go sleep here at night. This city can help those people too. We can do all this, man. We can do things to help these people get off the street. And that's why I say it's people that's part of the problem that got the solution. The people that was out there committing crime and all that, once we change our life and we ain't out there, give us a second chance, man, to work and to help people like this. Let us go talk to the kids. Let us go into the schools and to the streets to talk to these kids, man, so they can listen to us, because we know what they thinking, how they act and all that. It ain't strange to us because we not too far removed from that. That mentality is still here, so we want to go out here and tell them, look, man, that mentality is wrong. We know how you thinking and what you're doing. Do something different. So what I would like the viewers to take from this, everything I said, please see the wisdom in what I said and the mistakes I made, the crash dummy stuff I was doing, that's the wrong way. I'm telling the youngsters, it's no winning result in that. Only thing you can do is lose, and we should be tired of losing. We lost family members in the street, gang members killed, homies killed, homies sentenced to life without parole. And we tired of this here because it's useless, it's senseless, man. Back in my time, we would say, man, I'm gonna be this until I die and all this, right? Now we 40, 50 years old, we don't even think like that no more. So that's what I'm saying about children. Don't just judge them for the day and don't see them as the worst thing that they are. Know that these are our kids out of the street. These are our children. So we gotta try to save them and bridge the generation gap so the young won't look at the old crazy and the old won't look at vice versa. The young won't look at the old crazy and the old won't look at the young crazy, because as long as we have this generation gap, that we can't come together to educate our young. So let's get together, man, save these kids on the street, these homeless people, the drug addicts, because they were somebody before they became a drug addict. Let's pull them in and try to help them too, man. So that's the way that we can try to clean up the city and do the things that we need to do to help St. Louis be a better city.
With that being said, we don't want to downplay any of the stuff that you did on that night that you and your partner committed that crime spree.
Right.
But you didn't kill anybody that night, but yet you were given 241 years sentence, and you were told that you were going to pretty much die behind bars. But you're here in the free world. Welcome home, Bobby. We appreciate the efforts that you're putting in right now. We appreciate the 15 books that you already read. And once again, hold a couple of those books up so people can see them.
Again, man, please, if you want to understand, when you watch the news and you see all this crime happen and you see as young people doing it, you want to understand why these kids in the street doing what they're doing and solutions to those problems, please pick up my book off Amazon, A Generation Misunderstood. You want to know what your loved ones going through in prison or people that go to prison, read my 2 books on prison, Life Goes On Inside Prison, and Time, Endless Moments in Prison. If you want some everyday inspiration, man, to get through what you're going through, read these 2 books, my poetry books. If you want to know what it's like being a single mother and the life and struggles of a single mother, pick up my book, Dear Mother, off Amazon too, man. And please just support positive work and try to do your part to do positive work. And let's try to save the kids instead of throwing them away.
We appreciate you taking time out your schedule today to sit down with us. We appreciate you, Bobby.
I appreciate y'all too, man. To the people on the street, man, keep trying to do positive things. Let's keep trying to change the city, man. Don't give up on our city. St. Louis is a beautiful place. This is our city. This is city we call home. Let's try to make it a better place, man. Salute.
Salute right back at you, Bobby. Thank you.
All right, peace.